Well, good morning. Welcome back. It's July already. A little warm out there. A little warm. Everybody's been spending a lot of time indoors. I've got some friends in the valley that I was talking to the other day about. They were feeling very bored because they're stuck at home, they said. And one of my buddies said, I told my wife, let's go get something to eat. She goes, can you go pick up something and bring it back? I said, no, we need to get out. We need to go and do something. So, yeah, everybody's feeling a little bit overwhelmed by the heat. I know I'm only out there long enough to water what I need to water and take care of, and I'm back indoors too. But it'll all be past before we know it. Welcome to everybody. Welcome to those on Zoom with us this morning. Are there any newcomers here this morning in the audience?
I don't think so.
I think we're all veterans of PLC. How about on Zoom?
I think they're all veterans too.
All veterans?
Yeah. But could you speak up a little louder, Joe?
Sure. How's that?
Yeah, I think that might be a little better. You just it was just a little hard to hear this morning.
Okay. Well, the themes for July are conscious idea, changeless, and creative medium. I look forward to hearing what our speakers have to say this month regarding those three themes. I look forward to that. As if you needed more meditation time, we're going to have a meditation this morning. I'm going to ask Cheyenne, who's back. Welcome back to Cheyenne. She's been gone for a while. Good morning.
This song is a song by my good friend Candace Lamb. Some of you have heard her sing here before, so enjoy. It's called Let Go. Let go, let go, let go. Let go, let go, let go. All the things that I've been carrying, all the things that have been bringing me down. Let go, let go, let go. Let go, let go, let go. All the things that I've been carrying, all the things that have been bringing me down. Cause when I let go, I feel the weight fall off my shoulders. Yeah, when I let go, I feel the weight fall off my shoulders. Let go, let go, let go. Let go, let go, let go. All the things that I am carrying, all the things that have been bringing me down. Let go, let go, let go. Let go, let go, let go. All the things that I am carrying, all the things that are bringing me down. Cause when I let go, I feel the weight fall off my shoulders. Yeah, when I let go, I feel the weight fall off my shoulders. Let go, let go, let go. Let go, let go, let go. All the things that I've been carrying, all the things it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go of all the things that I've been carrying, all the things that are bringing me down. Let it go, let it go, let it go, 'cause when I let go, I feel the weight fall off my shoulders. Yeah, when I let go, I feel the weight of the world fall off my shoulders. Let go, 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 let go.
Yes. Let go, let go. Let's be here, present, mentally, physically, spiritually, taking time for ourselves. This conscious idea of who and what we are makes us fabulous individuals coming together in unity. And the earth and her changeless ability to hold us all in place with love and life in this creative medium. Thank you, Kai, for this and so much more. And so, yes. Thank you, Cheyenne. That was wonderful. It's time for our spiritual thought, and I'm going to ask practitioner Patti Hummel to come up and give us her thoughts. Welcome back, Patti.
Good morning. It's so good to be back and actually walking around without crutches or a walker. And I am very grateful to all ministers and
Hey,
practitioners.
Patti, we can't hear
can't hear
you.
very well.
Okay.
So if you'll just put the mic closer to your mouth.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyways, I'm grateful to all the ministers and practitioners who worked so hard on treatment for me. And way to go, guys. So as Joe said, the themes for this month are conscious idea, changeless, and creative medium. I was fascinated by creative medium. It sounds very artistic. The Cambridge Dictionary defines the noun medium as a method or a way of expressing something. Now, PLC, we've got a lot of talented people here. They're very creative. They work in various mediums. Our friend Sadie Scott, she works in pastels. Reverend Judy, as you see, fabulous painter. She does good collage too. Our old friend Vivian, she creates beautiful work with textiles. I love the art in here. It's a creative medium. Then we have our musicians. They express with their instruments and their voices. John with his flute, Cheyenne with her beautiful voice and guitar here. You're all great. But what's the metaphysical meaning of creative medium? To answer that question, I found myself digging through my bookshelves, looking for clues, and I found a clue. This is The Basic Principles of Science of Mind by Dr. Frederick Bales. And this was my first Science of Mind textbook, first one I studied. And I guess somewhere in my mind I remembered that creative medium was in here because I found it on page 45. And right there, he states that mind is creative medium. In that first class, I recall learning about surface or objective mind, and then there's deeper or subjective mind. The terms were not unfamiliar. Modern psychology uses similar terms. But what Science of Mind taught was that the meaning and purpose of these two types of mind and how we can use them to manifest our chosen destiny, our chosen reality. It's practical, very practical. I like practical. It's a Capricorn thing, right? We know that Spirit, Source, God is infinitely creative. Supposedly he created the whole universe in just 7 days. That's what they said. But, we're made in the image and likeness of God. They say that too. So we too are infinitely creative. Surface mind is where we begin by choosing or selecting that which we wish to manifest, be it prosperity, health, love, whatever you desire. What do you want to manifest? You choose it with your surface mind. Surface mind is where we begin. Let there be light. Let it be. Let there be light. Don't concern yourself with how your desire will manifest. That's the job of deeper mind. Deeper mind is characterized by obedience. Its function in the creative process is to carry out what is selected by surface mind. Deeper mind possesses all knowledge. It knows how to construct a universe. It knows how to open the way to a higher living. Yet it never originates its own plan. It always works from the pattern given by surface mind. Our choices originate in surface mind. The action that brings them to pass is that of the deeper universal mind. And once we learn to release it, this is the only agent that can make this come to pass. We have to release it into the universe. Don't figure out how it's going to happen. Don't put your mind there, you're just going to mess yourself up. Just decide and release it. This is why we stress watching your words. Be aware of your focus. By remaining positive and choosing the colors and tones that you wish to reflect in this manifestation. You will be well on your way to creating your very own masterpiece. And so it is.
Thank you, Patti. Cheyenne, it was a song for us.
This is a song by Amy Ringo. Oh, Spirit, guide me to those I need. Guide me to those who need me. I follow where you lead. Oh, Spirit, guide me to those I need. Guide me to those who need me. I follow where you lead. Feel free to sing along if you feel inspired. Oh, Spirit, guide me to those I need. Guide me to those who need me. I follow where you lead. Oh, Spirit, guide me to those I need. Guide me to those who need me. I follow where you lead. Oh, Spirit, guide me to those I need. Guide me to those who need me. I follow where you lead. Oh, Spirit, guide me to those I need. Guide me to those who need me. I follow where you lead. One more time. Oh, Spirit, guide me to those I need. Guide me to those who need me. I follow where you lead. I follow where you lead. I follow where you lead.
Follow your lead. Beautiful, beautiful. Love it. It's time for our main speaker, and that's going to be Reverend Sandy West. That's right.
Hello. It's been such an interesting week with all the fires and the smoke and everything going on. And it really,
We can't hear you.
now can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. It took me really, really deep into the concepts of this month. And I realized that I could boil all of it down to 2 words. God is. Think of that. I say it and it feels like it's running down me. God is. God is this wonderful consciousness. When I was younger and trying to get all this straight in my head, I saw I had to limit it somehow because the endlessness of it was a little overwhelming for me. So I saw it as, if you think of the earth, I saw it as around us. And inside of that was all of God, constantly being what it needed to be, constantly expressing, constantly living. And that was an important concept to me. Energy is living. I had to think about that. All of this that I see is energy in motion. All of it that there is energy in motion. And this is God. And I'm part of that. So I thought about the concept of changelessness. That the essence of God, this essential energy, is always what it is. It doesn't change. It's always God. You know what it's doing now? Can you still hear me, Missy?
It's, yeah, well,
Okay, because he just turned it down because it's buzzing. So it doesn't change. It's this constant that's behind all of this. But its actions create change. So we are this creative medium that's constantly changing. We see, as we look back over history, just at the planet, the ups and downs of the mountains, the water changing flows, all of this constantly changing. This was a complete desert years and years and years ago, California. And now we're going back to that. It's not raining as much. There's not as much water. All of it. God expressing in all these different attributes, all these different ways of being. And all of it is essentially God is. It's this wonderful simplicity and spirituality. It's not a difficult thing to understand. It's not a difficult thing to believe in and to see in action. If God is and I am God, what I do makes a difference. What I say, how I behave, all of it matters. And that's why we talk so much about changing our thinking, changing our actions, because it matters. If I want love in this world, I need to be loving. I need to love myself. I have so many clients lately that don't love themselves. First they say, I do. I love myself. And then we start talking about it. And they'll say, maybe I don't love myself. We can't have peace of mind. We can't have peace in this world if we don't have love. That's an essential component of God, this love. It's something that flows and is energetic. It's something that makes a difference. It heals. It matters. So we start looking at ourselves in this world. How can I change to improve myself to be the highest potential I can be? To be more loving? It begins with watching our thoughts and then our words. To not blurt things out without thinking about it. To start to self-monitor. What am I doing? How am I being? What's going on with me? It's not egotistical. It's just an assessment of, I'm having a good day, I'm having a bad day. What's that going to mean for me today? We have bad days. That's part of life. We have ups and downs. So we learn to flow with them like the water. We flow. And if it's a really bad day and you need to stay in bed, that's okay. The next day you get up and you start again. And you do it differently. You take better care of yourself. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating healthily? Are you doing all these things that we need that make a difference? Are you reaching out and asking for prayer? Are you reaching out to a friend and saying, I need someone to talk to today? Are you just sitting with someone and holding their hand? When you go out, are you smiling and looking people in the eye? Are you taking the joy that you are out into the world and sharing it? It's a big responsibility we have. But when you get into the flow of it, it doesn't feel big. It feels natural. It's what every day is. It's how life should be. And it becomes easier and easier and easier. We have to come to terms with the past. You know what? The past is already broken. You can't go back and redo it. You forgive yourself. You forgive the past. You show the gratitude for the lessons learned. And so many of those lessons were what not to do and how not to behave, how not to act, how not to treat others. And when you realize that, everyone, your parents, all of the bullies, everybody taught us lessons. We learn from those lessons. That's our job. We learn and we evolve. We are the parts of God that is out knowing itself, out knowing more about itself, about the world, about what's going on. This changing is knowing, learning, expanding, potentials. Think of how many empires have gone up and gone down, up and down, because things weren't learned. There was so much greed, so much power hungriness. All of these things, when we look at history, we see they didn't work, but yet we still do them. It's up to our generation and the next ones to implement this change, to make it different, to allow the way that it's been to spill out, be looked at, be examined, and be released. We no longer need to do it that way. We have the opportunity in this country to change our mind, to change what we think, to change what we say. I remember seeing a Russian woman talking about, my mom went to Russia and did a lot of interviews and teaching over there. And the lady said, we don't know how to make decisions. We don't know how to make choices. We don't know how to think for ourselves. We're not taught that. We're taught like robots to obey, to do what we're supposed to do, and to be okay with that. It's no wonder there's so much alcoholism over there. How can you love if you're a robot? It's inconceivable to me. So this is another way that we don't want to be. So we move away from that. That means we're not going to follow the way it's always been or the way our parents taught us if it's not what's appropriate. Mother and father became great ministers, but when we were children, my mom was very violent. We grew up with that. She taught me what not to be. I didn't do it as well as I could have, but my granddaughter has made all the difference. She's broken the chain completely. And in her doing that, my daughter has changed and I have changed. I thank my granddaughter for that power. She's the matriarch of that generation, and she's doing a good job. She just hurts them all around and talks to them and works with them and does what she can. But it's the world differently. Differently the way she takes care of her children, watching over them, keeping them safe, knowing where they are all the time. All of these things. Taking them to school, picking them up, doing what needs to be done. There are those that can't do it in the way that she does it. But they try, and they do their best, and that's all we can do. The best potential of each of us is doing our best with whatever hand we've been dealt. We can be happy anywhere. We could be in a mansion. We could be in a little cabin in the woods. We could be in the slums. It's our choice whether or not we want to be happy. It's our choice whether or not we open our hearts and make a difference. I can remember when my first husband was in the military and we went into Virginia. He was going to another school there. and a couple came in from California, and it was halfway through the month, and all the money had gone to their trip, and they had no food. We had everything that we had, we shared it. And you know, we both made it through. We all made it through. There was enough to go around. Thank heavens for peanut butter. But there was enough to go around. God provided. God always provides. It's there if we will recognize it and reach out and accept it. Again, our choice. We have free will. Choose to accept the abundance that is yours, the love that is yours. Choose to share it, to share blessings. Bless every day. Have gratitude every day. Give thanks every day. You're lying in bed before you go to sleep. Bless your day. Thank you for a good one. When you wake up in the morning, give thanks again. Thank you for allowing me to be here, to have another day, to care, to bless, to love. The world is an average. We need to change the average from half empty to half full, and then fuller and fuller and fuller. We are a drop of clear water in a polluted pond. It's up to us to keep the drops of clear water going in, to clear it out, to be able to see. It's so important to see. Seeing into people's hearts, seeing their truth, seeing their purpose. We all have purpose. We're all here together to help each other, to love each other, to walk this path together. We're not alone. We're a spiritual community, and it's a beautiful community. And each of us makes it more. Makes it more. Think of that. Each of you makes it more. That's a lovely thing to think about. And you can see as you look at that, how it becomes easier to love ourselves and to share that love with the world. We are needed. In all our imperfect glory, we are the best potential we could possibly be. And say with me, please, and so it is.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rev. We do make the difference. Each generation grows. It's time for our offertory. I'd like to ask two people to come up and give me a hand with that this morning. Right there. Let's sing our offertory. Favorite. Divine love, flowing through. Blessings, increase, all that I do, and all that I receive. Thank you, ushers. I think everybody Zoom knows how to do it.
Lucy, can you mute yourself? No, can't hear anything.
What did you mute, honey? Everything? Oh, okay.
And as I was saying, everyone on Zoom, I think, knows how to give to the PLC, and we sure appreciate everyone who gives to keep our church strong and healthy. Thank you so much. Announcements. Any announcements this morning? Come on up here, Ken.
like my hair shrunk. It's okay, it feels comfortable. I wanted to play Mountain Monday. It's happening on the 29th of this month, and Carolyn has been helping get a flyer together. She's done all the work on it, and it's great. And I talked to Eva Bonnie just recently, and she said if there's any chance that we'd like, because I told her we're doing a chance the next, starting on the 14th, right? The 14th with LJ, and that we'll be doing some different chanting. And she said, well, if it's something you really like, I can do them. I know so many. So she said that. So it's going to be called Mantra Monday, and it's coming to hear healing, chanting, and be a part of that if you like that. And it's a very nice thing to do. Anyway, I hope you'll come.
Thank you. Anybody else? Dick?
I want to thank everybody for what they put into this service today. It's a full service. I was thinking about this go where I'm needed and go where I need to be, you know. And you've heard me talk before, but about wanting to be a help to the seniors, you know. And last night I got my field overflowing. It was so hot that we didn't have very many people. I play at the seniors once a month in Kingsburg, and it was so hot, so many empty tables there. But one lady on a little walker, 97 years old, she sung with every song, and then she got up and started dancing. Our fiddle player, he went over there, and as he plays his fiddle, he dances too, and you know, and danced with her. It was so fulfilling. It was worth that one person. And you know what was neat about it? I felt like I was doing it. But when there's about 8 of us up there on the stage, I was not the same thing. He was awesome as woman, you know.
Yes.
It's such a good feeling. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 1,000 people. If you're involved,
Yes.
you're involved. I enjoy its involvement today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dick. Yeah. Yes.
Just a reminder, on the second Saturday of the month, we have Flute Circle. It starts at 1:30 for the beginners, and then at 2:30 or 2 o'clock, yeah, but beginners get a half an hour. At 2 o'clock, we have the regular Flute Circle. And you don't have to have a flute. You just come and learn or listen, enjoy that vibratory system. And John and Kim are very good teachers. Then at 4 o'clock, same day, we have the drum circle. And the drum circle starts with the 4 directions. And it's about learning how important it is to realize we're connected to everything, especially our directions. You don't have to have a drum. We have drums and rattles. Just bring your beautiful soul and experience that heartbeat that you always have.
So many things we're offering you else to do. Anybody else? Fine.
I was very humbled and just grateful. Well, that's a change. I was very inspired by by everything that was said and done in your song, Cheyenne. How am I so? I'm so disgraced. Oh, that may be better. Whoa. What's that sound? Um, I'm very inspired. You know, I come here just about every week, and I like to think that I come for everyone, but I really come for myself and the inspiration I get here. And I certainly felt that with you, Seth, Patti today, you, the whole thing. I usually, in my life, ever since I was a little boy, I'm always coming with something. I'm always trying to give something away. It's just, I think it started just when I was a little baby boy with my brother, Billy. I'm caring for him. And I know I'm full of bravado and energy, and I know that I may even seem cocky or
Not you.
or or disinterested. Um, uh, but I want to tell you that I have a great challenge in front of me, and it's our challenge. It's that we do everything we can do to preserve this beautiful home that we live in. So I took a position, a formal position. I haven't done that for a long time, but I'm now the quote unquote business development director for Hago Hydrogen. And we're turning waste into fuel of the future. And quite frankly, I'm kind of humbled because I fumbled and stumbled in my life. And I'm just hoping that I can do honor for this job. And so I want to do a little experiment. Well, first of all, I want to say also that I have to find another place to live with.
P-A-R-I-N.
So I hope if anyone has a place they want to rent, it's very hard to find a place to live here. I have money to rent, but I want to find a nice, quiet place where I can sit and do my work every day and make my calls and do my mission. But also, a little experiment I just want to ask you as far as our involvement. If you guys could just go to Hago, H-A-G-O, hydrogen.com and look at it if you want to, but then just reach out and maybe just make a comment, yes, because we are working so hard, the founder, Wilson Hago, and all the people that are involved, and I'm assembling a team to successfully serve this planet and turn around this ship of fools called climate change and all of that. And so maybe I'm just wondering if you went there and just said yes on our website at hagohydrogen.com. It would mean a lot to me. I could use the encouragement. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Barney. Anybody else? Yes, right.
I just want to remind everybody, I've mentioned it before, every weekend, Friday and Saturday in Mariposa, there are free concerts in the park. It's a great place to come, have a picnic, roll down the hills if you're a little kid, it's fun. So there's that, and then Friday, I think it's Friday or maybe it's Saturday, the 20th, July 20th, there's a singer-songwriter circle, and I'm going to be participating in that. There will be 4 singer-songwriters, all playing original music, and all the songs I'm playing are pretty much new ones, I think. So if you can make it, come, it'll be fun, and enjoy the music. The Art Park, Mariposa, 7 o'clock on July 20th. And every Friday and Saturday.
Very good. Do you have something to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi. You were going to ask, and then I was going to so I just set it up. Just a reminder that next Sunday after service, 11:30, July 14th, is our first chanting experience that we're going to have of the 7 chakra healing chants. So it'll be 7 weeks in a row. It'll be 1 hour experience. So peanut butter could come in handy. A little peanut butter on a sandwich or something, maybe between. But I'd love to experience this with you. So it starts Sunday, July 14th, which is next Sunday, and it's 11:30 to 12:30. And there'll be 7 weeks of it. If you can't make it every week, it's okay. Right here, in the sanctuary, in the circle.
All right, anybody else? Okay, this Wednesday night, 6 p.m., men's group meets here at the sanctuary. I'll see all the guys here on Wednesday. And I think that's all for that. Patti Hummel is your prayer partner this week. She's available after service, prayers. If you don't have time to hang out and get a prayer with her, of course, you can always ask any other minister or practitioner as well. And if not, we have a prayer drop box back in the back. There are prayer slips there. You can fill out a prayer for yourself or someone else. Leave it in that box, and all the ministers and practitioners will pray on that this week for you. Okay? It's always available too, as we all will. Next week's speaker, Reverend Bob Ham. Yeah, looking forward to that one. And let's do the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. The energy of God is me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yes, yes, and yes. Thank you. Cheyenne, you got one last song for us?
Thank you guys so much for coming today. Can you turn me up a tiny bit? It's so great to be here with you guys. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. I wrote a song yesterday that I'd like to share with you. So I joined a women's group in Merced. It's a healing through art group. So we go do art and we talk about our healing processes and stuff. And she gave us homework, and my homework was to write a song from the end of my life. And I was like, ooh, that's kind of hard. Where do I begin? And so I began by contemplating, what if this were the end of my life? Then what? And I just asked myself, then what? And saw what feelings came up. So I noticed, there was tension in my breath, and there's like the sense of like, gotta go somewhere, gotta do something, gotta make something happen. But if it were your last moment, would you really be concerned about anything like that? No, you wouldn't. So you would just have to surrender and allow yourself to rest. And there's nothing left to do. There's just, being and just being. That's all there's to do. So I wrote a song about it. Let it melt, hold that tension in your breath. Do you need it? It's the hour of your death and rebirth. Who or what is there now left to strive for? There's no longer any struggle to survive or withstand. Let yourself rest. your temple be as empty as a chalice. Let it fill with a beautiful bliss. There is nothing more important than this moment. There is nothing more fulfilling than this. Let yourself rest. Let yourself rest. Let yourself rest. Let yourself rest. Nothing more to do, nothing more to be, nowhere else to go, nothing else to see, nothing to become, nothing to improve, nothing left to add, nothing to remove. Let yourself rest. Let yourself rest. Let yourself rest. Let yourself rest. What if all that ever happened was just perfect? What if all of your wounds were your gifts? What if through everything you were perfect? Maybe then all your sorrows would live. Come away, come away, come away from, come away, come away, come away to, come away, come away, come away from, come away, come away, come away to, come away from your sorrows, come away through the lions, come away from your sorrows, come away to the lions. Let yourself rest. Let yourself rest. Let yourself rest. Let yourself rest.
Yeah,
Let yourself
let yourself rest. Love it. Beautiful, beautiful. beautiful service today. Thank you all for being here. Reverend Sandy, you come up and give us a closing prayer, please.
I actually consider your song, Cheyenne, the closing prayer.
Thank you.
So I will just add to it. God is, we are, and all is well. Thank you.
Okay, and we'll see you next week.